My sister always got everything. Expensive gifts, attention and love, while I was treated as if I didn't matter in my own family. But the day my mother humiliated me in front of everyone, I quietly made a decision. They had no idea that the person they considered weak was the same person who would change their entire world. She's not invited. My mother said that sentence in front of everyone. It was my sister's engagement party. There were 50 guests in the backyard, and I was standing there holding a gift where everyone could see me. I heard it. Everyone heard it. Then my mother smiled and said, "Emma, you understand, right? Today is Rachel's day." I simply nodded. They didn't know that on that day I quietly made a decision. The person they had always considered weak was the same person who would one day change their entire world. My name is Emma Carter. I'm 36 years old. I live in a small town in Ohio, and I work as a project manager at a financial company. My sister Rachel is 3 years older than me. My family's perfect daughter. According to my mother, Rachel could never do anything wrong. She was beautiful, outgoing, and she knew how to get everyone's attention. My father, Michael, always said, "Rachel has natural leadership." Me. I was quiet. I was the girl who sat in her room with a book. The girl who never complained. The girl who solved her own problems. And maybe that was my biggest mistake. Because my family started seeing my silence as weakness. Everything changed that night at Rachel's engagement party when I tried to walk inside. I was wearing a beautiful blue dress. In my hand I carried an expensive watch I had bought for Rachel. I thought that no matter what happened between us, she was still my sister. But as soon as I reached the backyard entrance, my mother stepped in front of me. "Emma, wait a second." I stopped. "What happened?" She smiled. That kind of smile that always meant she was hiding something. "There are a lot of people here tonight. Rachel doesn't want any drama." I looked at her in disbelief. "Drama?" She lowered her voice. "You know your relationship with Rachel has never been easy." I laughed softly. "So?" She looked away. "So it would be better if you went home tonight." I stared at her for a few seconds. "Are you asking me to leave my own sister's engagement party?" She stayed quiet. Then she said, "Just for today." I looked behind her. Rachel was laughing with her friends. She saw me. And she looked away. I placed the gift back in my car. Then I came back. "Oh, that's not exactly right." I didn't go home. I just stood there and made a decision. I was done living for someone else's approval. My entire life had been this way. Rachel always got everything. When she was 16, my parents bought her a brand new SUV. When I asked, "Could you help me get a car too?" my father said, "Emma, you're more responsible. You'll figure it out." And I did. When Rachel went to college, my parents paid her entire tuition. When I went to college, I took student loans. When Rachel went through a breakup, my mother stayed up all night sitting beside her. When I went through difficult times, I was told, "You're strong. You'll handle it." At first I felt proud. Then I understood. They weren't calling me strong. They were using it as an excuse to leave me alone. Rachel always believed I would never leave. One time she said to me, "Emma, you're lucky you don't need attention like I do." I asked, "What if I do need it?" She laughed. "You're not that kind of person." She didn't know me at all. The day after the party, I did one thing. I left the family group chat. Then I took back the money I had contributed the previous year for my parents' home renovation from our shared account. I didn't send a message. I didn't argue. I simply took back what belonged to me. 2 hours later, my mother called. "Emma, what did you do?" I stayed quiet. "Are you angry?" I said, "No. I'm just done playing the role you created for me." She became angry. "We never thought less of you." I answered, "Mom, you never called me worthless. You just always chose someone else first." The phone went silent. The next few weeks were strange. My family stopped talking to me as much. And honestly, I thought maybe that was better. Then one day I received an email. It was from my father's accountant. I was surprised because I had never spoken to that person before. The email had an attachment. Documents related to the family business. I opened the file. And what I saw changed everything. Rachel was not just the spoiled daughter. She had secretly been involved in my father's business. And for the past 3 years she had been using company money in the wrong way. Almost $80,000. I went through the documents again. Everything was clear. My father knew. My mother knew too. But they stayed quiet to protect her. And at the same time they called me selfish. I called my father. You knew. There was silence. Then he said, Emma, it's not that simple. I laughed. No. Actually is simple. You decided to protect her. She's your sister. And I'm your daughter. He became quiet. I continued. The difference is, you never proved that I mattered the same way. For the next 3 weeks I did only one thing. I collected evidence. I spoke with the company's legal advisor. I saved every financial record. I wasn't screaming because I wanted revenge. I wanted the truth to come out. Then Rachel's wedding rehearsal dinner arrived. The entire family was there. The same people who had removed me from her engagement party. Rachel was smiling in her white dress. My father saw me. His face changed. Maybe he already knew. Rachel walked toward me. Why are you here? I answered. Because everyone needs to know the truth today. She laughed. You still need attention? I pulled out my phone. No. I just need the truth. I turned on the projector and started the presentation. The first image. Financial records. The second image. Unauthorized payments. The third image. Rachel's signature. The room became silent. Brian looked at Rachel. What is this? Rachel's expression changed. Emma, have you lost your mind? I looked at her. No. I finally woke up. My father stepped forward. Enough. I looked at him. For years you told me to stay quiet. And now you want me to be quiet again. Nobody said anything. A few days later Rachel's wedding was cancelled. An investigation started at the company. My father tried calling me several times. But I wasn't ready. Then something unexpected happened. Rachel called me. I didn't answer. She left a voicemail. Emma, I know I ruined a lot of things. But the truth is I was always jealous of you. I sat quietly listening. You never needed anyone. Everyone trusted you. I thought if I wasn't perfect nobody would love me. It was the first time Rachel had ever told the truth. Later my father called too. He only said one sentence. What you did wasn't wrong. I didn't answer. Because I shouldn't have had to wait 36 years to hear that. Today I'm happy with my life. My family is not the same anymore. Maybe it never will be. But now when I look in the mirror, I don't see the girl who spent her entire life trying to make everyone else happy. I see a woman who finally understands her own worth. And the day my mother made me feel invisible in front of everyone was the same day I decided I would never make myself feel invisible again. If this story touched your heart and made you think about family, respect, and self-worth, please consider giving this video a like and subscribing for more powerful emotional stories. Thank you so much for watching until the end. Your support means everything to us and we truly appreciate you being part of this community.